We're going live. It's doing that thing where it's thinking, oh, no, it says live. Hey, good morning and good evening, because I actually was just looking at the chat comments. You guys, I love how many of you are like already here and already excited and already chatting. And I saw that we have somebody here from the Philippines where it's like 11:30 at night. So not just good morning. You guys, good day. Happy New Year's Eve. I can't resist a bad joke like that. I'm so happy to see you guys. I'm so happy to be here for Q&A number 5. This has been such an interesting and fun month. And I will tell you that when I sent out an email yesterday, which by the way, if you're not on my email list, come on over to my website, sign up for the emails. That way you always know when I'm putting out new workouts and when I ask questions. So I put out an email yesterday at I don't even remember what time it was. It was like yesterday afternoon because I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I forgot to put out the email. So I put out this email. I got probably twice as many questions as I normally do. And maybe it's because you guys are actually home this week and so you knew that you'd be able to listen. So I know that I have lots and lots and lots and lots of questions to get to, and I'm going to do my best. Just so you guys know, actually, speaking of that, I don't get to all of them. I mean, I don't even come close. And I know that, and I apologize. Golly, and I got a frog in my throat already this morning. And I do try really hard to, when I have advance notice, that's why I ask for questions via email. I try to kind of look through all of them and make sure that I'm hitting all the high points of like the main types of questions that you guys are asking. I read every single one of them. I see your questions. I just don't always get a chance to answer them all. So I'm going to do my best today, but let me go ahead and say some hellos this morning because I saw that we have lots of people here already this morning or today. I'm excited to see you all. And Cynthia, let me tell you really quickly, you were the first person in the chat who had a question about your thyroid not working at all and that you need to have knee surgery and you're looking for help. I got to be honest with you, this one is 100% above my pay grade. That is absolutely a conversation to have with your doctor and make sure that you're getting really good medical advice. When you have issues with honestly anything, but really specifically because you're asking me about your thyroid, but if you have some kind of medical something going on, I always suggest that you talk to your doctor. Your doctor will have the best advice for exactly how to move forward. Generally speaking, with thyroid, there might be a medication that you can take or some other kind of therapy that you might be able to do. Your doctor might have some information about a specific way of eating that would be best for you. All of that totally beyond the scope of what I do as a general fitness trainer. So totally talk to your doctor, my friend. Yvonne had a question about running, and actually there was a couple of questions about running today, so I'm excited about this one too. But you said that when running indoors, your feet touch the ground on the forefoot, and when you run outside, it is more on your heel. What is the difference for the load on your body, your knees, your leg muscles, etc.? I will tell you that I actually spent a year and a half to be able to run on my forefoot outside also. That I actually changed my natural running gait because, well, for a lot of reasons. One, at the time, which was like 10 years ago, no, more than 10 years ago, actually. At the time, there was a really big push for natural running and barefoot running and how it was absolutely better for you and etc. And I don't disagree with it. It's just that it's kind of become less popular to talk about that. So at the time I was like, oh, okay, I have to teach myself how to run naturally. So I started wearing like barefoot shoes and ran barefoot actually also. And I really prefer shoes, but I have taught myself how to run on my forefoot. I will tell you that for me, I'm not sure, for me personally, it coincided with having no more injuries, but here's why, because at the same time, I also started doing core strength and strength work. So for me, which one's better, which one's worse, which one's more important? Honestly, I think the most important thing you can do is core work and strength training in order to be a good runner in general. There is some issue with your mechanics and how it wears and tears on your body, but your body mechanics change when you do strength training. So for me to say, oh, you should run this way or that way, or oh, the load when you run this way or that way is because of that, you can actually still have a heel strike with very strong core and not have the load on your knees that you would if you didn't have a strong core. It is not necessarily how your foot is hitting the ground, it's how your body is taking the work. Your body takes the work better when you are stronger. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I love that question though. I'm so excited. It's good to see you, Maria and Sunday. Hello. And then Legitimate Agency, who I don't know your name, but you said that you are here from the Philippines. Thank you so much. It's 11:30 at night for you. That is so exciting that you stayed awake so late. For me, that would be, it's literally the middle of the night, but for me, that's like really, really late. So thank you for being here. Laura says hello. So excited about the new weight loss challenge and about my book. You guys, if you don't listen to the Fitness Matters podcast, which is my podcast, I announced over this past weekend, because it comes out on Sundays, I announced that I will be writing a book in 2021. And I have no idea how I'm going to accomplish that. It is so outside my comfort zone, my realm, my knowing anything about what I am doing. And I think that that's why I chose this particular goal for myself this year, is because it reminds me of how lots of you guys feel when you get started on like a weight loss challenge, or you get started with body shaping, or you get started with a new fitness goal, that you don't know what's coming. You have no idea what's in store for you. You have no idea where to get started. You have no idea how you're going to fit it in, and how you're going to make time for it, and what it's going to be like, and how scary it's going to be, and how frustrating it's going to be, and all those kinds of things. So I like to put myself in the position of being new at something and being a beginner at something, because I do feel like it really reminds me of how lots of you guys feel when you come to fitness. Because I've been doing this fitness thing for a long time. This is not something that I feel nervous about or worried about or have any real questions about anymore. So I just thought that was really cool and exciting. And I'm excited that you're excited about it. Yay! Amy says hello and happy Wednesday to everybody. Lorna is here doing the weight loss for months and on a plateau. Should I do some of the longer body shaping sessions? What an interesting question. You guys, I am so fascinated by this every single time that I get a question like this. And I know that this is what our brains do. This is totally what your brain is offering you. Oh, if you're not losing weight right now, you must need to either drop your calories or do more exercise. And yet everything that I tell you is that working out harder makes weight loss harder. Eating too little is actually the problem and not the solution. And you don't mention calories, but lots of people do, just so you know. I'm not picking on you really specifically, Lorna. I'm just telling you that this is a question that I hear all the time. We are really programmed to think that we need to move more and eat less. And it's just not the best way to go. I will tell you that sometimes your body just needs to be on a plateau for a while. And I know that that's a really terrible answer, but sometimes your body just needs to kind of catch its breath. And it's not really a matter of necessarily what you're doing. It's just your body being your body. I will have you check in. I don't know how long you've been on a plateau. Plateaus, people use that word as though it means one thing. And I will tell you that for me personally, I don't consider it a plateau until you have been the exact same weight with no weight loss at all for about 6 weeks. And I know that it's a pretty rigorous standard that most people are like, no, I've been the same weight for like 2 weeks and I'm feeling crazy. I get the thoughts that surround wanting to lose weight and your body not, complying with what you want. But physically speaking, your body's kind of slow at adapting and changing. And when there are lots of adaptations to make, let's say for example, and again, you don't mention really specifically what's been going on with you. You say you've been doing the weight loss for months. It honestly, even if you've been doing it for months, if you were doing nothing before that, as far as like exercise or eating consistently or anything like that, this is still relatively new for your body. I know for us, it's like months. I've been doing this forever. This has been my whole life. But your body is always looking at a much, much, much bigger picture. Our brains can really only comprehend. Honestly, for me, like planning ahead and trying to do things, I can really only comprehend like a couple of days in advance. And sometimes I can picture like again, I'm looking at the year of 2021, but I haven't planned all of 2021. I have planned the month of January because we do have a new weight loss series coming out. So I have the entire month of January planned. I have some of February kind of mulling around in my brain. I have an idea of where I might want to go with content over the year. Like my brain, your brain, we just don't think that big in the same way that your body does. Your body is looking at 80 plus years. Everything that you do on an individual daily basis, your body's like, well, how's this going to play out over the course of a lifetime? Because that is your body's prerogative, is to be alive for as long as it can and to be as efficient as it can for as long as it can. So for a couple of months of doing something different, that's almost nothing to your body. And I say that nicely. Your body is already making changes. It's making adaptations. You're getting healthier. This is all good stuff, but your body is still perceiving it as relatively new. Give your body a chance to figure itself out. I wouldn't automatically go directly to, do I need to do something different? Do I need to do something more? Do I need to eat less? I don't think you ever need to do more and eat less. But sometimes there are some changes to be made. And I would let your body kind of shake itself out. And I would really, really take a good, just clear look at exactly how consistent you're being. Sometimes we think we're being very consistent, but when we really look at the numbers, it's like, oh, by the way, yeah, I have been, a couple hundred over here, a couple hundred under here on my calories. Or my sleep's been a little bit weird because it's been the holidays and everybody's home and everything is different. There are lots of little things that we do that we don't think are going to show up on the scale, but they do. And it's just worthy of taking a look at what's going on with your slightly bigger picture rather than just looking at, oh my gosh, the scale is the same today. Now everything is wrong with what I'm doing. Don't worry about it so much. And in fact, that can be part of the problem. When we worry about whether or not the scale is moving, sometimes that actually stops the scale from moving. So let me say some more hellos. I've got Chris here. Good morning from cloudy Ohio. Tammy is here. Hello. I just did that thing where I skipped half of the chat. I apologize to everybody that I was going to say hello to. I wanted to really make sure. I see that we've got some more questions here, but there was one question. You guys, again, I read all of your questions week after week after week. And there's this one person, Gwen, who has been asking me this question, I think at least 3 times. I really wanted to make sure that I actually answered this question today because it's such an important one. And actually, Sherry asked me a question that was really in the same vein of, Paula, you talk about moderation, but what do you do? I totally get that. Totally get that. So let me ask the question. So Gwen says, Paula, you are a blessing, which I think is a very sweet thing to say. I've been a gym goer for 20 years, but never, ever have I been happier or more regular. And absolutely, I have never been more fit. I love that so much. I'm 65 and I love your ethos. The question has nothing to do with my fitness needs, but it's been bugging me. If 20 to 30 minutes plus a push day is what's moderate and all that we need, what is this serious and presumably strenuous running that you do on the side? I just don't understand how it fits with your message. And I totally agree. I absolutely understand that when I talk about running ultramarathons and stuff that I do, that's like, how in the world does that fit in? And I will tell you, my answer is actually twofold. Onefold is that I have cut way back, like way back on my running. I used to run, can I do math in my head? No, I can't. Probably 4 times as much as I am currently running right now. Maybe 3 times. I can't do math. I don't know why I even put myself in that position. But I used to run significantly more than I do right now. And the reason that I cut back is because, so over the course of the last 3 years, I was doing everything that I was doing and I was living my life, and I noticed that the scale was kind of creeping up, and I was like, well, okay, does this bother me? Does this not bother me? Well, it didn't, because I really wanted to run. But then I had the opportunity to really kind of pull back and take a break from running because I really needed to recover. I had run the longest distance that I'd ever run before. So I took a break, and while I was taking that break, I was like, hey, I've actually got an opportunity here to lose some weight. Let me go ahead and do that, because I know that you have to be moderate while you are losing weight. So what happened was I lost the weight, felt amazing, was super excited about that, and then went right back to running as much as I had been running. Ran another ultra marathon, did a whole bunch of other stuff, and put the weight right back on. like what I had just spent 3 months taking off took me about 3 months to put back on. And I was very disappointed in that because I really thought that I was different. I don't know why. I mean, I know I'm not. I know that my body works exactly the same as I tell you your body works. I know that I am in the middle of menopause right now. I'm in the part where everything is kind of doing its own inconsistent thing. I know that this stuff applies to me, but I didn't want it to. I didn't want it to, is really the answer there. And this is why when I speak to you so fervently about moderation, I feel you. I feel you on a deep soul level. Those of us who have been working out for years, who love to push ourselves, don't want it to be true. We just don't. Every single day, I want to go for a longer run than I do. Or a run, because sometimes I don't even run. I used to run 6 days a week. Now I run like 3. I have cut way back in order to feel best. And it's funny because I feel my best physically, like I have so much energy and I feel really good, but mentally I'm still struggling. I'll be really just 100% honest with you. Every single day I fight the monkey chatter in my head that says, but I really want to be running 10 miles today. Because I do. I want to be running 10 miles today. And even more than that, I want to be running 10 miles and I want it to feel easy and I want to recover really fast from it so that I can run 10 miles tomorrow. I mean, that's not too much to ask, right? It is. It is. My body can't do it anymore. It just can't. And therefore, I am finding different ways to channel what I do. And this leads me actually to Sherry's question, which is, good morning, Paula. This is Sherry from Alabama. I was wondering, do you stretch every day other than the stretches with the videos? And do you run and exercise in the same day? I would like to know what your day looks like. If it's just the 30 minutes or 40 minutes, do you do other things? And she's 63 and she's wondering if she needs to be stretching or balancing or something else besides my daily exercise. What I do right now. So right now, my day looks like when I wake up in the morning, I make breakfast for my husband because he's going to go to work. And I like to do that. It's like the one nice thing I do for him. I really do nothing else for him. So I get up and I make him breakfast while he's taking his shower. And then I get on with my life and I make him do everything else for himself. But I make him breakfast and then I hop on the treadmill. And the only reason I do that, I hop on the treadmill to go for, most days it's a walk. Because like I said, I run about 3 days a week now. So most days I'm just walking, honestly, and it's not even truly for like fitness or trying to get my heart rate up or trying to get my steps in or anything like that. It really is so that I'm not on my phone. I get my body in motion so that I'm not wasting time. Because otherwise, and I have found myself doing this, which is why I started this daily habit, is I found myself sitting around and, I'm just going to check Facebook real quick. I'm just going to check my email real quick. I'm just going to scroll a little bit. No, somebody had something I really wanted to respond to. And all of a sudden it's like 2 hours later and I haven't done anything. I haven't gotten any work done. I haven't gotten any exercise done. But again, it's not really for exercise. It's just, excuse me, it's just to get, excuse me, gosh, you poor people on the podcast here, cover up my microphone. It's just to get moving and off my phone. I'm on the treadmill for anywhere from like 5 minutes to sometimes it's 30. If I'm not filming that day, it's 30 minutes. But even 30 minutes is kind of arbitrary. It's not for time. I don't really do for time. I do for distance. So it depends on how long it takes me and how fast I'm going. Because sometimes I walk kind of briskly because I'm feeling good. And sometimes I'm like, no, today's a slow meander. So I'm just going to do a slow meander. Today, for example, was a super slow meander. It was just like, I'm just kind of hanging out, listening to a podcast. Also, it is a little bit of time for me to like listen to podcasts and kind of waste time, but also be doing something. So I'm not really on my phone, but I am kind of taking in like information or listening to something interesting. It's very relaxing. So that's how I start my day, no matter what. Like I do something mobile pretty much every single day. I don't necessarily consider that a workout because, like I said, sometimes it really is a very simple meander. Sometimes it is very short. It depends on what I have time for. It is just to get me moving so that I can hop on my computer and get to work. So I'm, at work working. Right this very minute, I am still in the middle of filming all of January's videos. So I am filming almost every day, which means that is what I'm doing. I mean, that's absolutely what I'm doing. On my normal routine, when I only have somewhere between 4 and 8 videos coming out in an entire month, then yes, I'm generally speaking doing something else. I really don't work out for time. I work out for results. So I don't have like a specific, here's how much time I work out every day. I either walk or run, some kind of cardio most of the time. And I do strength training. Again, because I'm filming right now, it's really hard for me to tell you, oh, this is exactly what I do. Because left to my own devices, I don't do as much strength training as I want to be doing because I haven't really programmed it in. Something I'm actually going to be working on with myself in the new year about making sure that I'm really regularly doing the strength training that I tell you guys we need to be doing. When I'm not filming it, I kind of let it slide. So ideally, I would be doing strength training like 2 or 3 days a week. So I don't know if that really answered your question about my routine, other than I do something every single day. I do not double up the way I used to. Again, back in the day when I could run, and I always recovered from it and everything was lovely and great, and my body responded to no matter how much exercise I gave it, it was happy to do more. I totally used to run in the morning and then film in the afternoon and feel amazing. And I don't do that anymore. I just don't. It just doesn't work for me. And I want to be really, really clear. I am not currently losing weight anymore. I lost weight this year and have maintained this weight since August, and have done like the body shaping series and have done other things. And because I have now really committed myself, and you heard the big deep sigh, I have really committed myself to staying moderate. I have not put on any of the weight back because I'm really careful about not doing too much. It's become the thing that I'm kind of competitive with myself about. I used to be competitive about how much more can I do, and now I'm competitive about doing the right thing. I remind myself every single day, if you do more, you're going to feel worse. So why not do the right thing? And then I hold myself to that standard of doing the right thing for my goals. And my goals, right, honestly, right now, my goals are really just to maintain my fitness. I don't have anything big on the horizon with running or strength training. So I don't have like oh, I need to put on muscle, or, oh, I need to get faster or go farther or anything. I'm actually just really enjoying being where I am and, excuse me, goodness, and filming and being where I am in my business versus being someplace like fitness wise. That was a really long answer. So let me get to some more questions. You guys, this is why I don't answer everybody's questions. Kathy says, I'm taking care of my low back pain today. I know, I saw that on Facebook and I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I'm not sure what you did, and I'm really curious about that. And I'm really, really proud of you because I know that there was probably some monkey chatter in your brain that was like, but we have to finish the year. There's only a couple days left. And I'm super, super, super proud of you for resting and doing what's best. This is apparently the theme today. Doing what's best sometimes is so much harder than doing what we think we want to do. We want to push ourselves. I know we do. I do. Just a murmur. Hey, just a murmur. It's good to see you. I know that you comment on a lot of videos, and I appreciate that so much. Says, good morning. So happy to see you and all the things you accomplished this coming year. Thank you. Oh, thanks for all you do, hugs. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Claudette says, thank you so much for accompanying me on my runs. Paula, you're my running buddy. I love it. I love it. That's so fun. Denisha says, hi, Paula. Happy New Year's to you. Thank you. Happy New Year's to all of us, you guys. You guys, I know that I know that nobody really wants to say that it can't get worse, because it could. It totally could. It could get significantly worse. But aren't we all just like really happy to be like, yay, 2021. It's a new year and anything could happen. And that means that good things could happen. Like truly, good things could happen in the future. Very exciting. Let me see. Cheryl says, good morning from Virginia. Can you talk about counting calories versus estimating portions for weight maintenance? I find that when I estimate portions, I am off and gain a few pounds. Suggestions? Yes. Lots of them, actually. It takes practice. And that's where I'm going to start with. When you go from counting calories for, let's say, a relatively long period of time, you don't specifically mention that, but for lots of us, we've been counting calories like most of our adult lives, honestly. I mean, haven't we in some way or another been counting calories and measuring ourselves in some way? It can take a lot of physical practice and a lot of mental practice to get to a new way of thinking about things. And maybe you've done a lot of the work on thinking about food as fuel and feeling good about where you are with your workouts and all those kinds of things. And good for you if you have, but I will tell you that sometimes it goes part and parcel. And in fact, I'm just kind of recently doing this myself with maintaining my weight. Because I am exercising less than I used to a couple of years ago, I am finding myself not as hungry. And there's a part of me that's like, oh, well, here's how much I can eat. And, here's what a portion size looks like. And this is how hungry I'm used to being. And I'm not really that hungry anymore. So I'm kind of finding myself readjusting as I embrace moderation. I'm finding myself embracing a different kind of moderation with my food too. And it takes so much more mental effort for me because I've been on autopilot for so long. Like I've eaten the same things for so long, and I was really eating the same things when I was losing weight. So now being in this weight maintenance and not really pushing for anything. Again, anytime I've ever been in weight maintenance, I've been, training for a marathon or training for an ultra marathon or really just those two things. I mean, I have spent the last 10 years 2021 will be the first year in 12 years, because I don't have one planned. I mean, never say never, but I don't have one planned. It'll be the first year in 12 years that I haven't run a marathon or longer. That's kind of weird. For me, that's a really different place to be. So I'm allowing myself to see the scale fluctuating because I don't know how much to eat. like I really don't know where my body is. And I also find as I'm getting older that my hunger is really different. Like I'm still really hungry in the morning, but I'm not very hungry in the middle of the day. So my lunch has really diminished to sometimes I just have what would normally be considered a snack because I'm frankly not hungry. And then I'm still hungry for dinner. So allow yourself to be really curious about what your body needs, what your body wants, what you're hungry for, how much it needs, rather than trying to, these are how many calories I've been used to eating for the last, however long, and this is what I'm going to try and do, but I'm not going to count them, but I just want to see them. Look at your plate and decide if you're really hungry for that. And then while you're eating, pay attention. Was I really hungry for all of that? That is your best information. It's not about trying to estimate your portion size because you're trying to fit a number of calories. You're trying to estimate your portion size to fit your hunger. Your hunger, most of the time, is your absolute best information. And here's why I say most of the time. Because again, lots of us have chronically undereaten for so long and chronically overexercised for so long that we're not very hungry anymore. And that was where I was actually like a year and a half ago. I wasn't hungry at all. And that's when I knew something was wrong. I was like, I've gotten myself completely out of whack with what I'm doing here. And that was when I knew that I really needed to recover from all the running and needed to really eat differently in order to, at the time it was specifically to lose weight, but also it was to let my body figure itself out because it had gotten to this place where it wasn't even sending me hunger signals. And if your body is not sending you hunger signals, that means that it thinks it's starving. Generally speaking, that means that it thinks it's starving. For me, thankfully, it really only took a couple of months in fact, it wasn't even months. It was a couple of weeks, a month, when my body, because I rested it so much from exercise, I gave it so much rest that it was able to kind of come back to life and be like, oh, okay, cool. We're not starving to death. We're not over exercising. Here's some hunger signals for you. So when you are hungry, I'm assuming that you are. I'm assuming that you're finding your right balance with your exercise and your eating. Pay attention to it. Let yourself be a beginner and don't automatically assume that you're gaining weight. Sometimes the scale just fluctuates. I mean, my scale, 3 days ago went up 2 pounds and then it came back off. Your body is such a miracle. It's such a fascinating miracle. All these processes that it does, all these millions of things that it does all day long, every single day for the entire span of your life that we totally take for granted. And then we get mad when the scale shows that one of those processes is maybe working a little bit slower than normal right now or whatever. Like just because the scale is fluctuating really truly does not mean that you're gaining weight. I know that the number went up, but that doesn't mean that's the right number. Like the scale goes up and down. And actually in that vein, I feel like this is a topic that we haven't really addressed. You you can tell yourself you weigh whatever you want to tell yourself. Like if you weigh yourself every day, you could pick the lowest number of the week and say that that's what your weight is. You've noticed if you weigh yourself every day that your weight goes up and down. My weight goes up and down constantly. I have about 4 pounds that I usually am bouncing around in those 4 pounds. And I tell myself when people don't ask me and I don't tell you guys my weight, but when I tell myself my weight, I pick the lowest number. I mean, obviously that's what I weigh, right? There's no weight police that are going to come knocking on your door like, I know you said that, but today's weight was, zero point 0.2 ounces higher than that. Therefore, it's not your real weight. Your real weight is whatever you think it is, whatever you tell yourself it is. Don't get caught up in the fluctuations. You can tell yourself whatever you want to, and nobody can take that away from you. You are allowed and should, frankly, think whatever makes you feel best. Okay, that was not anybody's question, but there you go. That was a little side rant that I had. I love it. Claudette says the only time I ever lost weight was, oh gosh, I just lost it. Jeez, Claudette, let me find you. Every time I touch here it is. Okay. Every time I touch the chat, it just goes automatically to the very end. And so I'm going to try really hard to be careful with this. So it says, oh no, this still isn't. Oh gosh. Okay. It must've been further up. Anyways, Claudette says that every time that she has lost weight, that she had to eat a couple of small meals and work out like mad. And am I sure that this is going to work? You guys, here's the thing about me being sure. Me being sure is how I lost weight. That's what helped me lose weight. When you spend every single day telling yourself this isn't going to work, there's no way this is going to work, this is absolute nonsense, there's no way this is going to work for me, that's exactly what's going to happen. Your thoughts create your reality. If you can find something in there that says, you know what, this could work, this probably could work, this has worked for other people, it could work for me, that can help you create the reality where it works for you. This is why when people talk about, oh, I tried whatever, fill in the blank. I'm not gonna bash any specific company. But when I tried such and such, it didn't work for me. The reason it didn't work for you is because it didn't work for you. Literally everything works. Everything. And I'm not gonna name names, but like anything you've ever heard of works if it works for you. Because you truly believe that it's going to work, because you really feel like this is the time that you're going to be successful. The thing that works for weight loss is your brain. Your brain controls what your body does. Your brain controls what you do. When you think, this is so frustrating, I'm never going to lose weight, that is exactly what's going to happen. When you think, you know what, I'm going to give this a try and I really think that this could work for me, that's exactly what's going to happen. And it might not be, not always like a 100% one-to-one, oh, I think I'm going to lose weight, so tomorrow I'm at my goal weight. There are plenty of other thoughts that we have between here and there. And some of them are very positive and some of them are very frustrating and negative and hold us back. But the overarching way that you feel about a program or your ability to lose weight or the world, frankly, is exactly the reality that you're going to create for yourself. So do I know that it works? Yes, I do. Oh my gosh, you guys, I totally forgot to plug in my laptop. Andy, I'm hollering at my son. I apologize. I need him to bring me the cord, or I'm going to jump up and just, can you bring me the plug for my laptop that I totally forgot to plug in and my battery's about to die? It's in the far left and it's on the right-hand side. Thank you. You're the best. My little tech manager here. Oh, you guys. I apologize. I'm going to turn my back on you while I plug this in. And it's right over here. Thank you. Okay. Are we plugged in? Are we charging? Yes. Okay. And that's funny because that's one of the things that I normally do, like before I even sit down, as I get everything plugged in, and not today. Thank goodness. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. Kim says she's excited to hear about the next 31-day program, which is coming in January, which is like 2 days from today. You guys, so excited. So excited. I really hope you love it. I always hope you love it, but this one feels, this one just feels really different. It feels very cohesive in a way that other programs that I have put together didn't feel. I've been working with a YouTube coach, and I'm not going to stay on this for very long, but I've been working with a YouTube coach who is really helping me to see how to give you guys what you need in a way that will make YouTube happy also. And I say that nicely, but it's like I do want to share with more people. I do want more people to feel amazing about themselves and to feel amazing about weight loss at our age and to see that it's really, really, really possible. So one of my goals is to, be, I guess, popular on YouTube. That sounds like such a funny thing to say. Sounds like such a high school thing to say. But I do want YouTube to see my stuff as valuable so that you guys can all see the stuff as valuable. And therefore, I'm feeling like the new program is really valuable and I'm really excited about it. And I just saw somebody, and I don't know what happened. Oh my gosh, I do not know what happened to the comment. But somebody just said that they're here from Modesto, and that's where I grew up. And hi, from Modesto. That's so cool. I wonder what high school you went to. Oh, Patty is here. Good morning. Hello. It's good to see you. Martha says, hi, Paula. First time here. I just started the second round of weight loss after 50, and I love it. I'm 62. Oh, and you have helped me really understand menopausal process. So where do I find the ebook? Oh, the ebook. You know what? I actually meant to... Okay, I meant to do this. I will tell you, it's actually simple to find. As long as you can spell my name correctly, you'll find my website at pahlabfitness.com. And you're going to have to go to the actual site directly. Like you're going to have to type in the whole thing. So pahlabfitness.com/weight dash loss dash over dash 50. It's the reason that you can't find it when you just go to the website. It's not on like the very front page. And I'm going to change that because I really should. And you know what? Is it on the... No, it's on the front page. It's on other pages now. I apologize. It is kind of hard to find right now. And I am going to make it literally the first thing that you see on the front page of my website. Probably not today because I still have some more filming to do for the January series, but really, really soon because I know that the ebook is really, really, really helpful for basically everybody. So I'm going to make it a lot easier to find. It's also in the description box of all of the weight loss series. And in fact, I have a video coming out tomorrow that has it in the description box and on screen. Really easy to find if you want to wait till tomorrow. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. Let me get to a question over here real quick because there was something else that was a really important point. Excuse me. So Charlie asked me a question, actually asked me a couple of questions, and she was talking about how she'd had a C-section and that she really has a hard time pulling in her core. And she's noticed that since she started working out with the weight loss challenge that her core has gotten better, but she still has a really hard time with it and still has like some low back pain and some issues and things like that. And I'm actually going to get to the second part of the question before I answer the core thing. But secondly, I found that when I was, it's okay. So she's British. So she was saying that she was 2 stone down and just couldn't move the scale further. So I decided to drop my calories. I was on a quite generous 1,800 per day and dropped down to 1,650. Should I increase my exercise as well? Not by much, but let's say a second cardio workout during the day or maybe 20 minutes on the bike. And I love this question. And here's why, because here's what our brains offer us. Charlie, you specifically saying, oh, I'll just do a second workout. That's not that much. Yes, it is. You're doubling your exercise. I mean, and I say this with love. I really do, because this is what we all do. We do this thing where it's like, oh, but I'm just doing 20 minutes. It's not that big of a deal. You're right. It's not that big of a deal, except for the fact that if your workout is 20 minutes and you add 20 minutes, you have doubled your workout. Here's what we were talking about earlier, so I'm not going to stay on this for very long. Working out harder makes weight loss harder. It just does. I know none of us want to believe that, but it does. Sometimes, and again, you did lose a fairly significant amount of weight. I did the math, and I did not do the math. I Googled how much a stone is because I didn't know. And now I do, and I was really excited to learn something new. But you lost a pretty significant amount of weight. For my American friends, it was 28 pounds. So when you lose somewhere in the neighborhood, generally speaking, honestly, not everybody needs to adjust their calories. Sometimes you need to adjust your calories when you've lost, let's say, about 40 pounds. 40 pounds is kind of just my rule of thumb. Like it's a pretty good chunk of change. And it'll depend on what else is going on with your body and what's going on with how you're eating and all those kinds of things. But generally speaking, when you've lost 40 pounds, it's a good idea to recalculate your calories. I don't suggest that you just drop them willy-nilly. I do suggest that you use the calculators and get a number based in some bit of science. It's an art and a science, but have some corroboration that it's a good number for you. And then you can move forward from there. Exercising more is not going to make a difference. If you were to eat exactly the same forever and just exercise more, you basically wouldn't lose weight at all. Weight loss is mainly driven by eating the right number of calories. When you exercise, yes, it burns calories, but it also does other things. It sets off its whole process of, frankly, stress, because your body wants to get better and more efficient at the work that it's doing. And the stress response can actually lead to weight gain on the scale. Exercising more isn't the answer. I'm just going to leave it at that. It isn't the answer if you want to lose weight. It really, truly never is. You can lose weight without exercising at all. So let's talk about your core strength, because here's the thing about core strength. And I think there was at least one other question about this too. When we are first starting out and first figuring out where our core is, we don't have very much core strength. Really, until you practice it, you just don't have much. And I understand that lots of us feel like, but I'm capable of doing, this cardio or this strength or this whatever. And you are, but when you are practicing core strength, it just takes practice. And that's really what it comes down to. There's really nothing that you can do to make the process of getting stronger go faster. Doing more doesn't help your body adapt faster. In fact, it can actually lead to injuries and breakdown and all kinds of bad stuff. Being really, really patient with yourself, putting in the work every single day, especially with the weight loss challenge and even the new one coming out, I really do have a lot of focus on practicing your balance, focusing on your core, thinking about where your body is in space and time, getting that brain-body connection. It always, always, always comes down to practice. There's nothing you can do to make it go faster. There are plenty of things you can do to make it go worse. That's by trying to do too much. So I am going to tell you, if you feel pain in your lower back, please stop exercising. Go see a doctor. In fact, I think there was somebody else just talking about pain today too. I think it was Sunday, saying, I woke up this morning with a very sharp pain in my back. Going to take it easy today. Muscles need some TLC. Here's the thing, especially a very sharp pain, go talk to your doctor. Please, Sunday, go talk to your doctor. I understand that none of us want to talk to our doctors right now, and some of our doctors aren't seeing us in person. I totally get it. Totally, totally get it. I don't want you to risk your health in other ways, but here's the thing about pain. Pain is your body telling you something. I don't always know what your body is telling you. I know that your body is telling you something, and your doctor will be able to listen to what you're describing and know exactly what your body is telling you. Maybe your muscles need some TLC, but maybe something else is going on. Sharp pain, really specifically sharp pain, please see your doctor. Please, please, please see your doctor. And in that vein, because this is why I was so proud of Kathy earlier, when you are in pain, do not do your regular workouts. You have a protocol based on what your doctor tells you of what is appropriate for your pain. That is your workout. And your doctor may or may not tell you. Actually, let me clarify that one. For some pains, your doctor is going to hopefully send you to the physical therapist. And if your doctor doesn't, please ask for it. The physical therapist will have a regimen that will take care of your pain. And it does. But you have to stick with it. You have to stick with it for significantly longer than you want to. And you have to stop doing everything else that you want to do. This, again, comes back to that mental part of, but I want to be working out. If I don't work out, I can't lose weight. Oh, but I want to be working out because if I don't lose weight, or if I don't work out, I can't be getting fit. I can't be getting in shape. I can't be getting stronger. Here's how you are getting stronger. You are getting stronger mentally when you are holding yourself back from making your injury worse. I am getting stronger mentally every day that I hold myself back from running as much as I want to run. I am getting stronger mentally every day that I do the right thing. Doing your physical therapy exercises is the right thing. Doing physical therapy and something else is probably too much. When you are in pain, let me actually explain it this way too. When you are in pain, Your body has to do all of its processes that it does for pain. One of the first things that it does for any kind of pain is it sends out inflammation. Inflammation, I mean, I'm sure that you've heard a lot of stuff on the internet about how inflammation is the devil. Inflammation is the reason why every problem exists. Inflammation is actually it's very natural, not supernatural. Like it doesn't, come from aliens or something, but it's a very natural part of what your body does. Chronic inflammation is problematic because it means that your body isn't finishing the process. Something happens here, your body sends out inflammation, and then it releases the inflammation. And while it's releasing the inflammation, good things are happening over here in probably your muscles, more than likely your muscles, because that's where most of the inflammation goes to and comes from. So if it can't clear the inflammation, that's when things start to go wrong in your body. So when you are in pain, your body sends out the inflammation. If you continue to be in pain, your body keeps the inflammation there. It's trying to figure out how to clear it and get better and feel better. If you can't clear that, everything else that you're doing is adding to the inflammation. And let me tell you something, inflammation actually shows up on the scale. It's basically water weight. So when you're in pain and you're working out, it's an even faster way to gain weight sometimes, honestly. And it's not like fat weight. It's just your body inflaming itself because it is trying to heal itself. Take care of your pain first. When you are pain-free, that's where all the magic happens. That's where your body can make adaptations and get stronger and get fitter and help you lose weight and do all the things that you want to do. But when you are in pain, none of those processes work as well as they're supposed to be working. Okay. Karen says, Happy New Year, Paula and Killer Bees from North Carolina. Joining this group has been one of the best things I've done for myself this year. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Kathy says that, yeah, she's definitely having some monkey chatter. It's so true. And I will tell you, Kathy, you really specifically, you have done so much work on your monkey chatter this year. I think personally that this is a really good opportunity for you. I think that this is something that maybe you needed to have happen so that you could work through this really specific thing, because I know how much you've enjoyed working out. I know how much you have really, and I say prided yourself, but I mean that in a really good way. I know sometimes people take that phrase wrong. I know you've really prided yourself on being so consistent all year long. And the monkey chatter is like, but if you quit now, that's no good, and da-da-da-da-da. Working through that is going to be a really important part of your journey. I say this because it's something that I'm working through too, with watching my mileage go down, all the things that I used to do, that I used to be able to do, that I don't do anymore. The monkeys have been chattering in my head, absolutely, about what that means, about who I am, and all those kinds of things. This is an important part of your journey to recognize the win. You are doing the right thing by taking care of your pain, and not the thing that you want to do, which is being consistent. And being consistent, generally speaking, would be the right thing. Like for most of us, that would be totally the right thing. And therefore, this is why it's such an important distinction for you to realize what the right thing is in this situation. Sometimes the right thing is to not exercise, and somewhat frequently for lots of you. I mean, if you're in pain, the right thing is to rest and to see your doctor and to do your physical therapy work, not continuing to try and exercise through it. Okay. Beth says, Hi, Paula. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hello. You guys. Oh, Gym Lover 6003. I see you're spamming my feed. Let me go ahead and remove you. That's so nice. Come visit our channel. I love it. You guys, this is one of those things. I mean, speaking of how you can frame things to either see them as good or less than good, I am so excited that I have people who come to my live feeds and like spam or leave weird comments because that tells me that YouTube is showing my live feed to people, and that I mean, to me it means like I'm a legitimate YouTuber. It's so funny. It's so funny. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there was, oh gosh, Gym Lover was just wow. There was hundreds of messages, it looks like. Goodness gracious, that was quite a spam. So exciting. I was the target of spammers. I love it. Christina says, do you have allergies? I see you work out with your fur babies. I have fur babies too, but I take Allegra every day. Yeah, I do too, actually. I'm not entirely sure if I'm allergic to my animals or if I'm allergic to just everything. I live in Sacramento. We have a million trees here. And I think I'm just allergic to the world, frankly. So I do take, it's not Allegra. I don't remember which one it is. I take the generic version. So it's the green one. And it does have its side effects. One of the things that I talked to with my eye doctor this year is that I noticed that my vision is just kind of changing. I mean, I'm in my 50s, my vision is changing. And she said that one of the things that can happen is that your eyes can like dry out from being on allergy meds, because of course it's drying out your snot box. That's the whole point. So you don't have the congestion. And so that is, to me, it's a trade-off that I have kind of dry eyes. It's not super problematic right now, but it is something that I might consider in the future as to whether or not I want to consider being on allergy meds every single day. I will tell you though, I already know that that we are not going to get more animals later, in the future. Partly just because I have so much traveling that I want to do, like so much traveling. So I don't want to constantly be worried about having caretakers at home for the animals. Anna says, I need help. I had cancer twice, and now I've been taking meds that puts me in menopause. What can I do to lose some weight? First of all, let me tell you, Anna, congratulations on beating cancer twice. That's a really big deal, and I'm really, really proud of you. And I will tell you that being in menopause makes changes to how we lose weight, but it really doesn't change your ability to lose weight. Knowing that you're capable of losing weight, because my goodness, if you can beat cancer, you can literally do anything. You just have to apply different methods. And the different methods are what we talk about like all the time around here. The ebook that I was just talking about explains literally everything you could possibly need to know about how to lose weight at whatever age you are. Generally speaking, menopause is over 50, which is why I generally talk to women over 50. But whatever age you are, if you're experiencing menopause, it explains all about it. And that is, did I say this already? That is the video that's coming out tomorrow. It's literally the title, Everything You Need to Know about how to lose weight at 50 and beyond. And it's going to have lots of like resources for you. It's going to have the ebook, in the video. Plus I just explain what the process is. Super, super easy. Easy is the wrong word. Super, super simple. Easy is always going to come down to what the monkeys in your brain are talking about, honestly. So true. Okay, you guys, I do not have a ton more time, and I was trying to find the comment that I was on. When I started losing all kinds of other things. Okay. So Angela has a question. I lost my other post. Yeah, me too, Angela. I tell you what, this is the hard part about the chat. Thoughts on the BMI scale and being in your 50s. My thoughts about BMI in general, I know that there is some contention about BMI because it doesn't really take into account how much of your body is muscle versus how much is fat. My view on any numbers, is that they are numbers, they are information, it is data. You get to pick for yourself what makes the most sense for a goal for you. Sometimes a healthy BMI is a great goal for lots of people. That's the reason it was the standard, or still is the standard for lots of doctors and lots of people. It is not always problematic. By that same token, you can pick a goal weight. By that same token, you can pick a goal fat percentage. You can pick a goal blood pressure. You can pick whatever number you want. The reason you would pick a number is so that you know you've gotten there. This is why I personally truly suggest that you have a destination in mind. Your brain doesn't understand more or less as a goal. When you say, I want to weigh less, I want to lose weight, your brain has no idea what that means. We intellectually totally understand what that is. Well, I want to weigh less than I weigh right now. Okay, well, tomorrow when the scale fluctuates and you have lost 0.2 of a pound, okay, boom, done. You lost weight. Woohoo! Your brain is super happy, right? Because it's done. When you have these vague feelings of I'd like to sort of lose some weight, your brain has no idea what it's aiming for. It has no idea where it's trying to go. It's like saying, I'd like to go to, the state of Vermont. Okay, that's fine. I can head that direction. I mean, for me, driving east, I can more or less aiming for Vermont. But if I start to veer south and I'm heading for Florida, I'm not really aiming for Vermont anymore. But if I don't have it in my GPS exactly where I'd like to go, exactly what city, and boy, oh boy, I don't know why I started with this one because I don't know a city in Vermont. Do I? Burlington, is that in Vermont? I'm going to go with that because I think it might be, but I really don't know. Let's say that that's where I want to go. I would need to have that as my destination. When you don't have a number that you are aiming for, your brain doesn't know when to stop. It doesn't know when to start. It doesn't know when to stop. It doesn't know what to do. It's why I suggest that you have like a number goal. And it doesn't matter if it's BMI or weight. I talk about weight because I mean, once upon a time, our scales only told us our weight. Now they tell us everything. Now they tell us our BMI and our fat percentage and all this kind of stuff. But once upon a time, your weight was kind of the only thing we should measure or could measure. So therefore, it is just an easy standard to point to. You are absolutely welcome to measure your health and your fitness and your goal in any way you want to. The measurement of your waist, the measurement of whatever. I mean, literally, whatever. But pick a number, pick an actual number so that you can aim for it and you can get there. And then you can decide whether or not this is really what works for you. Sometimes those numbers end up being too high. Sometimes they end up being too low. Sometimes they end up being just right. You don't know until you get there. And the only way to get there is to get there. There you go. Dawn says, I have a lot of weight to lose, almost 150 pounds. I don't even know where to start. What do you recommend? I love it. I recommend, Dawn, that you start right here. I'm super happy you're here. This is the great thing about any goal you set, that you get to choose how you think about it. When you tell yourself, I have a lot of weight to lose, I'm wondering how that feels. I suspect that it feels like a really big task, but I will tell you that what you need to do is lose 1 pound 150 times. That's all it is. You lose the 150th pound the exact same way you lose the first pound. It's always the same process, and it doesn't have to feel like a huge task. For example, my goal this year, which I announced, two of them that I announced on the podcast last weekend. My goal this year is to write a book, which feels like a huge task to me. But what I need to do is write one word 70,000 times? I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I need to string them together. I need to make some time every day to devote towards it. It feels like a huge goal when I put it in the, I'm going to write a book. But when I put it on, oh, you know what, today I'm going to figure out how to create an outline, and I'm going to do some creation of chapters. And then when I figure out some chapters that I might have, there's my first couple hundred words right there. Don't worry so much about the big picture. Understand where you're going. Have a number in mind. I will be writing a book. I'm going to complete a book. But don't worry so much about how big that project is. Think about what you are doing right now and let your brain just work on what it's doing right now. Where you start is doing the 5 simple things that I talk about how to lose weight. You eat the right number of calories. Make sure that you are eating not too little. It's very, very, very important. The number that the calorie calculators from my ebook are going to give you are going to probably seem really high. And I will tell you that is a thing that lots of people think. It's okay to think that, but give it your best try. Be as consistent as you can, as close as you can. Work on consistency first. You're also going to need to drink the right amount of water, which again is probably going to seem like a lot right now, especially if you don't like to drink water. Work on being as consistent as you can, as much as you can. You're going to want to sleep an adequate amount every night. You are going to want to exercise moderately every single day. Moderate for you is moderate. What I am calling moderate might not be moderate for you. It might be way too much for you. And I know lots of people want me to say it could also be way too little. It's never way too little because you can lose weight without exercising at all. But for somebody, I don't know if Dawn, I really have no idea. You're here. You might already work out plenty. But for some people who are brand new to exercise, I'm saying, oh, this is so moderate. This is so moderate. This is so moderate. I've been working out for 15 years. Moderate for me is moderate for me. Moderate for you might look really, really different. Don't be afraid to be moderate for you, because if you do too much, It makes losing weight harder. And you also want to manage your mindset. And the first thing that I'll tell you is the first thing that I already told you. Really think about what you're saying to yourself when you say you have a lot of weight to lose. It's not a lot. Somebody who has 300 pounds to lose has more than you. Somebody who has less to lose than you has less to lose than you. Everything is always relative, and the way we describe things to ourselves is what will drive our feelings about it. Your thoughts create your feelings, and so when your thought is, I have a lot of weight to lose, it probably feels overwhelming and like maybe this isn't even worth it to try, and gosh, this is so tough, and I have so much to do ahead of me. That's not going to feel very motivating, like pretty much ever. So really thinking about what you're thinking about is a big part of this process. So excited for you. I'm so excited for you. That's a really exciting place to be at the start when you can do anything. I love it. I love it. Okay, you guys, oh my gosh, I'm already at the hour, but I was going to tell you that I have time for one more question. So I'm going to see if I can find one more quickly. Oh my gosh, and then I just totally jumped all over the place. Oh my gosh, Josephine, thank you so much. That was so kind of you. I appreciated the super chat. That is so fun. Got a cute little fox on there. I love the little animations they put on the super chats. It's super, super cute. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Oh, Lori says here, this is a really easy question. Says, late to the chat, but are you going to be doing a new body shaping series? I don't need to lose weight, but I need to firm up and get my butt off my legs. Such an interesting way to describe it, because everybody's butt is actually on their legs. I don't have plans right this minute for a new body shaping series. I'm really, really, really pleased with the one that I already made, honestly, and I kind of feel like it's complete because that one was so good, which is so funny because I don't know why that was so funny. Or why I feel like that one's complete in a way that the weight loss series really wasn't complete for me. Like I feel compelled to make more weight loss workouts, much more than I do about body shaping workouts. And so therefore, no, I don't have any more plans for that in the future, but honestly, I never say never. I mean, as we were talking about with planning ahead, I have plans for February. And so no, I will not have a series in February for body shaping, but I have no idea what the rest of the year holds for me, like none. So maybe, but also maybe not. Thank you guys. You guys, thank you. This has been such a great month. I have so enjoyed this month of being able to spend time with you every single Wednesday. We're going to go back to our normally scheduled once a month thing after this. If you guys do the Facebook thing though, in the description box of literally every single video ever, I have a link to come on over to my Facebook group. It's not my page, because the page is public and literally everybody can see it. But the Facebook group is private. It's very interactive. I do a live Q&A every single Friday. Not this Friday because it's New Year's Day, but every other single Friday. Not every other Friday, but all of the other Fridays in the year. You guys, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. I will see you, oh my gosh, I'll see you guys probably in your inbox or in your subscription inbox tomorrow with everything you need to know about losing weight. And then I will see you every single day in the month of January. Have a great day, a great end of the year. Happy New Year. I'll see you next year. Bye.